Fishing in Minecraft is a great way to get food and XP. AFK Fish Farms make this even easier, and some farms will even give you fishing treasures like enchanted books. However, even the micro AFK fishing farms get you 12 different junk items that are totally not junk if you know what to do with them. Here are 63 things you can do with fishing junk that you might not know. First up, leather boots. First and maybe most obvious thing is you can put them on your feet and wear them. It gives you half of an armour point. You can also dye them any colour you want. Stick your boots there, stick your dye there. You don't even need a crafting table. Boom, I've got some nice red leather boots. You can then wash that dye off. Just right click on a cauldron with water in it, bang, they're standard boots again. If you've got two sets of boots and they're both really damaged, which let's face it, when you get them from an AFK fish farm, they're always damaged, then it is really easy to fix them. You don't even need a crafting table. Place two in your crafting grid and bang, you get an almost complete set of boots out of those two really rubbish ones. There are loads of enchantments that you can put on your boots to make them more useful. Unbreaking, that means that every time you get hit, there's a lower chance that they're going to take damage. Mending, that means you can actually fix them and make their durability go back up again. Protection, all the types of protection, blast protection, projectile protection, they all work on boots. Depth strider, that allows you to walk fast under the water. Feather falling, that means that when you fall from a higher height, you don't take as much damage, which is really useful for me. Soul speed, so you can move faster or at almost normal speed across soul sand. Frostwalker, when you walk across the water, it freezes. I'm not a fan of that one, but some people really like it. And thorns, that means when something hits you, it takes damage itself. Leather boots are almost a necessity as you're walking through the mountains, because if you find yourself falling deep into some powdered snow, you are going to start to freeze and start to take damage. However, with leather boots on, you will float back up to the surface of that powdered snow, and that'll allow you to walk across it without any problems. This isn't true of any other boot, and there are no enchantments that can allow you to do this either. Next one is ink sacks. Now, ink sacks are basically a sack of black dye, and you can access it by putting it into your crafting grid, and bang, you get one black dye back. And you can use that dye to dye anything you want to be black. For example, this sheep, I really wanted it to be a black sheep, or any other items. For example, this wool. Let's dye that wool so as we can make maybe a black banner. Now we've got some black wool, and even the leather boots that you fixed from the last time, now you've got some black leather boots. Next up, the tripwire hook. You can do a number of things with a tripwire hook, but obviously the first thing you can do is to do with redstone, but you're going to need two. Place two tripwire hooks between 2 points that are in a straight line, and then get some string, which by the way you can also get from AFK Fishing, and place it in the blocks between the tripwires. So 1, 2, 3. They join together like that, and then if you walk through the tripwire, it sets off the redstone like that, and you come out and off it turns. On it goes again, off it turns. But you can do some other quite nice decorative stuff with tripwire hooks. For example, this barrel has now got a tap on it, so you could put that in a brewery. Or perhaps you could make a 3-horse wagon with 2 of those beer or wine barrels on the back. It's also a really interesting looking shower head in a modern bathroom. Now, it's the Lilypad. Now, Lilypads stack in 64, so they're really useful if you want to get across some water without getting your feet wet. You just walk across them as if they're stepping stones. I could get all the way to that island. They're also super useful if you want to build something out in the water and there's nothing to build on. Go out on your boat, get yourself your Lilypad, place it down in the water, put a block on top of it, mine out the Lilypad, you'll even get it back, and then place a block under the block you've just placed. You can mine out the top one, like this, and then you have got a block directly on top of that water with absolutely nothing around it. This is super useful if you want to build a platform out at sea for a mob farm or something like that, or maybe just a base on the ocean. You can light up a watery area using lily pads. If you place your lily pads down and come under the water, you can suspend a lantern from underneath them like that, and that lantern will give a 15 worth of light all the way around them, which is a really great effect you can use for underwater bases. And of course, they belong in a pond. A lily pad is perfect, and you can add some extra decoration and really get a great looking pond or outside water feature. Next up, the wooden bowl. First up, it's a wooden bowl, so it's made of wood. If you've got 2 wooden bowls, you can smelt up 1 item. Just like that. It's one way to save some coal. Do you fancy some stew? Rabbit is pretty good. If you stick your bowl at the bottom there, a potato in there, a carrot in there, any type of mushroom you want, it could be red or that brown one, and a bit of cooked rabbit, you get rabbit stew, and that gives you loads of hearts back. Or maybe you fancy a different type of stew. Gotta be honest, this one looks a little bit sus. You need a bowl, you need a poppy, you need a red mushroom, and you need a brown mushroom. Suspicious stew. And you can change up the flour that you use to get different effects. You can also use this bowl to make beetroot soup and mushroom stew too. You can also use them to decorate a place setting around a table, either already full of stew or empty as if they're waiting for it. Next, the humble fishing rod. So obviously with this being a fishing rod, you can go fishing with it and get yourself some fish or some of these junk items, including another fishing rod, either in the open ocean or using an AFK Fish Farm. Also, if you're a decent shot, you can use them to bring things to you. I'm going to fire up at that sheep and bring it back in. It just drags it back to me. You can do this with all kinds of mobs, it's really fun. And if you've got a fishing rod, a carrot, a saddle and a pig, things can get quite fun. Grab yourself your fishing rod and put it in the top corner of your crafting grid. Get a carrot, put it in the bottom right corner of your crafting grid. You have got a carrot on a stick. Now grab a saddle and grab a pig. With the saddle in your right hand, hop it onto that pig, then right click on the pig like that and you're riding the pig. However, the pig won't go anywhere unless you've got a carrot on a stick, and whichever way you point, that pig is going to try and get that carrot because they're greedy and they have a love of carrots, and you can run around with this pig as long as you'd like. It is quite frankly a little bit daft, but I do love it. Sadly, you have to kill the pig to get the saddle back, but you do get some pork as well. You can do exactly the same thing with warped fungus to get yourself warped fungus on a stick. And that will do exactly the same thing as the pig, except you can ride across lava with this strider. That's brilliant. I love this so much because they're really quick. You can enchant your fishing rod as well. There are 4 enchantments that are relevant to a fishing rod. The first is unbreaking. Every time you catch a fish, your rod takes durability damage. Unbreaking reduces the chances of that damage. Mending increases the chances of you fixing the rod with XP, and fishing gives you XP, so this is a great enchantment. You've then got lure. Lure reduces the time it takes for a fish to come and be interested in your bobber, so you catch more fish in a certain amount of time. And luck of the sea increases your chances of catching treasures. And treasures in fishing include things like nautilus shells and enchanted books, and also enchanted bows and other enchanted fishing rods. And it also increases the chances of catching some of this junk too. And just like the leather boots, you can join 2 broken fishing rods together to get a much more healthy rod. Next, we've got leather. And with leather, it is all about the crafting. Take your leather and you can make yourself a complete leather tunic like that, or you can make yourself a set of leather leggings, leather pants like that. You can get a little leather cap, which is great. Looks a little bit like the bowl, doesn't it? And then you can also make yourself leather boots, but I don't know why you bother, because you can get them from fishing. You can also sort your horse out by doing an H shape and get yourself leather horse armor. And then you can dye them all black with the ink sac that you got as well, because that would look really cool. Look at me, I'm the Black Knight. You can also make an item frame. You need 1 leather in there and surround it by sticks, which by the way, you can also get from fishing, and that will get you 1 item frame. Do you want an enchanting setup? You are going to need at least 15 bookcases to do that, but don't worry, the leather is going to help you get 3 bits of paper and 1 leather. There's a book. You need 3 of those books and 6 planks for each of these bookcases. So that's a total of 45 books or 45 pieces of leather to make the setup. And then you can enchant all your other books, so you get loads of enchantments in whichever way you'd like. If you've got a novice leather worker in your village, and you can get that by placing down a cauldron, then come and see him. He's probably going to be interested in your leather. Yeah, he wants to trade 6 leather for 1 emerald. So I'll do that. Thank you very much. I'm 1 emerald up. Next up, Rotton Flesh. As this cow is probably really pleased to hear, rotten flesh works quite well as a food. If you eat it up, it will restore 2 haunches of hunger. However, you have a very good chance of getting the hunger effect, which I have, which means that your hunger drops much, much faster than it would normally. However, in a pinch, that is much, much better than starving to death. So you keep hold of that rotten flesh if you've got nothing else to do with it. Eat it up. It might actually be good for you. And just like with the leather, cleric villagers love your rotten flesh. So if you come along, give them a little click. 32 rotten flesh will get you an emerald. So a whole stack, 2 emeralds please, thank you very much. So all of those people that say zombie farms aren't worth it, well, you know what, you can get a few emeralds from them. And of course, one really fun thing you can do with rotten flesh is feed it to your dogs. That's 1 there and 1 here Now you two, come and make a little puppy for me. You know you want to. There you go. Boom. We've got a little puppy right there. Next up, we've got sticks. Now you can't build anything with sticks directly, but you can craft quite a lot of stuff. And you don't necessarily need a crafting table either. Just one stick and a bit of charcoal or even a bit of coal, and you're going to get yourself 4 torches. Or, if you like, one stick and a little bit of redstone dust. You're going to get yourself a redstone torch. If you surround a stick donut with leather in the middle, as we've already shown you, that gives you an item frame. And doing exactly the same, but with wool in the middle, you get a painting. Not bad for the humble stick. What I think's quite fun is you can take some of the fishing junk and make more of the fishing junk. Get yourself 3 sticks and then 2 bits of string, which you can get from fishing to make a fishing rod, which, as we've already said, you can get from fishing. Want to get to the top of a lookout tower or somewhere high? That's no bother. All you need to do is get an H shape with your sticks like this and click, you've got yourself some ladders. You can then come up to where you need to go, place your ladders, 1, 2, come up 3, 4, 5, 6, and then climb up to the top. It's always good advice to leave the bottom one without a ladder, because sometimes zombies can climb up after you. But we haven't even come close to showing you what these sticks can do. Right, quick fire round. Placing 6 sticks in a crafting table like that and putting a smooth stone slab at the bottom will give you an armor stand. A little bit of flint, a stick and a feather, that's going to make you 4 arrows. All of the tools you are ever going to use in Minecraft start out as sticks. You have got the pickaxe, you've got the normal axe, you have got the hoe, you've got the spade, and if you only put 1 stick in, you have got the sword. Obviously you can use wood, stone, iron, diamond, gold to make those. A stick and 6 bits of wool, that'll give you a banner. In Bedrock, I'm told that this recipe will give you a barrel, but it doesn't work in Java. Tell me, Bedrockers, is that someone pulling my leg, or is that actually true? You can make a weapon out of sticks, 3 sticks like that, 3 bits of string. You've got yourself a bow, that's really handy. Maybe you want to go camping, get yourself 3 logs, 1 bit of coal or charcoal, and stick 3 sticks in a V like that. 1 campfire, 1 piece of iron, 1 stick, and 1 plank of any wood, and you've got yourself a couple of tripwire hooks. You don't even have to get them in your fishing. Do you want to pretend to be a pillager? Get one of the tripwire hooks, either from your fishing or that you've just made out of sticks. Place a string on either side, place a stick there, a stick there, a stick there, and then a bit of iron in the top. You've got yourself a crossbow. This recipe, 2 planks, 2 sticks, and a stone slab. Really useful, that's a grindstone. One of the most basic redstone components there is. A stick and a bit of cobble gives you a lever. 3 of the 4 types of rails in Minecraft are also made out of sticks. You've got the normal rail, which is just 6 bits of iron and 1 stick in the middle. That gives you 16 normal rails. However, if you take out this iron and you replace it with gold, like that, and then pop a redstone dust in there, you get 6 powered rails. But you've also got the option of messing about with it even more. If you put a stick at the bottom and a stick at the top and a redstone torch in the middle, change out all of this gold and change it back to the iron, you've got the activator rail, again 6 of them. Say you want to label something, I use these all the time. 6 planks and 1 stick gets you 3 signs, any of the woods. Minecraft 1.16 introduced Soulfire, and guess what? That needs sticks. At least the portable types do. If you get yourself 1 stick, 1 charcoal, that's a normal torch. You put a soul soil underneath it, you get some 4 soul torches. Also, if you get yourself 3 logs, a bit of soul soil there, and 3 lots there, we have got a soul campfire, a portable soul fire. Most animal pens use fences, and that means sticks. Get yourself 4 planks of any wood and pop 2 sticks in the middle. You are going to get yourself 3 fences. However, again, change it up by making it 4 sticks and 2 planks. You are going to get the fence gate of the same type of wood. That is so much stickage, it is ridiculous. If I've forgotten any of the crafting recipes, let me know in the comments below, although I'm sure you would have done and I didn't have to ask you. And finally, for sticks, find yourself a Fletcher. They love sticks because they make arrows out of them. 32 sticks there will get you 1 emerald. So I'll have a couple, please. Next, it's string. String is actually really handy. If you can't find a sheep and you really need some wool, all you need to do is put string in a block of 4 like that, either in a crafting table or your own crafting grid, and you get yourself some wool. So 12 bits of string means you can get yourself a bed and reset your spawn point, which is really important in this game. And we've already talked about the 3 types of fishing rods, the bow and the crossbow being stringy, so I won't go over them again. And we've also talked about how string connects up tripwire hooks, just like that. so I don't need to mention that either. But there are some other things that we make out of string. We've got the most simple workstation to make ever. 2 planks, 2 bits of string, gives us a loom. If we take 6 bits of bamboo, I've got 18 there, and put a bit of string at the top, we get loads of scaffolding, which is super handy for getting up really, really high, really, really quickly. But most importantly, being able to get back down again without having to worry too much about jumping or breaking our necks. Look, brilliant up here. Do you want to take an animal for a walk? Get 4 bits of string and put them in that pan, get a slime ball, stick it right in the middle. You get 2 leads. You don't even have to kill any wandering con men. Although I do encourage and recommend killing them as well. Want to make things look a little bit fancy? Put a honeycomb right in the middle of a crafting grid. String at the top. You got yourself a candle. These are really cool. Just place it on top of the crafting table like that or anything else. Light it up. That's a really nice little flame. This last one might be a little bit contentious, but I'm going for it anyway. If you put rabbit hide in that sort of shape and then 1 at the top and then get 1 bit of string there and 1 bit of string there, nothing happens. However, we have been promised that that will be one day a bundle. One day, Mojang, one day you're going to come good on that one because we all want them. Next, it's a water bottle. Now there's a few things that you can do with a water bottle. One of them is to drink it like that. You lose the water and you end up with a glass bottle. The water does absolutely nothing, but maybe you want that glass bottle to be empty for something else. Like, for example, collecting honey. Make sure you put a campfire underneath so the bees don't get grotty with you, but you can collect up the honey bottle and that honey bottle is food. And I can get my hunger haunch back by drinking that up and it gives me the empty glass bottle again. One of the most common uses of a water bottle is in potion making. Place your water bottles in the bottom. I'd always put in 3 because you only use 1 lot of your ingredients. Stick in some blaze powder, that will fuel everything up. And first off, pop some nether wart in. That's going to create yourself your first step of your potion, which is this awkward potion. Then put in your potion ingredient. I'm going to use a golden carrot and lob that up there. That's given me a potion of night vision that lasts for 3 minutes. But if I lob in a little bit of redstone, something happens. We get an extended potion, a potion of night vision that lasts 8 minutes. And you can put other potion stuff in there as well. So water bottles are really important for that. Which leaves me with what I think is the most important thing you do with a water bottle in Minecraft. Sploshing. And by that I mean, splosh a water bottle on a bit of dirt like that, bit of dirt like that, and a bit of dirt like that. That's all sploshed. We've now got ourselves some mud. We haven't been anywhere near a mangrove swamp, but look at that lovely mud. I love mud, I do. And last but by no means least, bones. And the first thing a lot of people do when they get hold of one of these bones is make a bit of bone meal, which couldn't be easier. Just stick a bone into your crafting grid, bang, 3 bits of bone meal just like that. And you can use this bone meal to make your crops grow faster. In fact, you can make almost anything grow faster. Like I've got an oak sapling here. I'm going to right click on it with my bone meal. Bang, I've got myself a tree. Really useful if I want to get wood fast. Or if you've got a plain old bit of land that's just a little bit boring, use bone meal on this grass here. Bang, you get a lovely pasture effect. You get flowers popping up, you get tall grass, you get short grass. It's really lovely. You're only going to get the flowers that are ever going to grow there. You won't get, for example, this dandelion will always be a dandelion. It will never be an oxeye daisy. It will never be anything else. But it's a really good way of being able to texture up your landscapes. You can also use bone meal to craft with. If I get 9 bone meal and fill up a crafting grid, I get a bone block. And bone blocks are a really cool building block. Look at that. And you don't just have to build huge giant rib bones of long dead creatures either. Although giant animal skeletons, really cool. But the one thing almost every Minecrafter loves about bones is this, being able to tame yourself a wolf. 1, 2, 3, they're sometimes greedy. 4, 5, 6, 7, give me it, come on, 8, there we go. We've got ourselves a puppy. Now this is going to be my friend forever. So there you've got 63 things that you might not have known you could do with fishing junk. If you can think of any more, write them down in the comments below and go, Avo, you forgot this one, and let me know what it is. I'll look forward to those comments and I'll really look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.